Hello. Got my microphone plugged in. Hello. This is Larry Hussey. My Google handle is at Sign K-pop Fan in America. My Blue Sky social media is Larry Hussey. You can just log on and search Larry Hussey. It's really easy to search because it's blockchain social media of the future. Hey, before I go into the meat of the journalism story, I'm hashtagging all the newspapers and TV news local that I can think of. In this. I'm hashtagging them, which you know what that means. So, a little background. In 2018, I was being really severely gang stalked, and actually a member of Tunnel Transit Security joined in on the gang stalking. I took the bus tunnel to University Village Mall, and I had a nice beverage at Starbucks there that was in a can. It was a canned beverage. And before I opened the can, I went like this because Mythbusters says go like this, not on top. If you do it on the side, not on top. If you do it on the side, it's better for not having the bubbles. So I do this because Mythbusters I found out that's more effective. And so then the next thing I know, I'm in the bus tunnel and a tunnel transit security officer. I think it's the green kind. It wasn't the yellow kind. I think it was the green kind, which is a level up. The yellow kind is a level up from the ambassador. There's ambassador, safety, transit security, and then transit officer. And the reason the reason I've reviewed that is because I answered a survey for community transit, and it asked me, "Do you know the hierarchies of the transit security?" I'm like, maybe I do. I'm not sure. That's a good question. Very good survey question. Very good survey question, community transit. Anyway, so I'm in the bus tunnel coming back from having my canned beverage at University Village, just trying to get out of the house, and this tunnel transit security guy goes in the stairwell next to my escalator I'm using, and he's looking at me going. So in other words, he's participating in the gang stalking, looking at me, saying, "I know that you just did that because we're gang stalking you and we're spying on you." And he was in a green Sound Transit uniform, and that was in 2018, the summer of 2018. Okay. I did not report that because what is to report, right? What is to report? Okay. Also, and I was going to mention the survey where the community transit survey asked me, "Do I know the hierarchy?" So now I kind of do. And so I have it all straight organized like a file, and it's like a file folder. And so the last thing I was going to tell you is there was recently a gang stalking incident at a Sound Transit station called Mount Vernon, not Mount Vernon, Mount Lake Terrace Transit Center. And I reported a gang stalking incident there, and I never heard back about if any justice was ever done to the people who are gang stalking me. So I don't know if I got any justice from that either. Now, let's get to today. I told you that to tell you this. Today, I'm in the train car. I'm in the train car. I'm not gonna dilly dally around. I'm in the train car, and this guy comes out of his seat in the other half of the train car in front of me. You know, train car seats are back and forth, all the way. Side in, look out, looking all the way. Not look out, but in, forward, back. That's what I mean. And so he comes out and he's like, blah, 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 blah. You know, he's fist. Tried to look up what this is called. Fist palming is the closest I could get. Fist palming. It was fist palming. He's like, blah, 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 blah. And then he goes back and sits down on his seat. And I'm like, that's very threatening. Making a fist and then slamming against your other hand, pretty threatening. and he knows exactly what he's doing because he's running. He's going back up to his seat like three seats back. And so I'm like, well, we're tough, we're tough like New Yorkers here. We're not going to do anything with that. And then a security guard comes in, looks around, and then leaves, which is normal, right? And then after the security guard leaves, the guy's like, "Oh, good, the security guard's left," and he comes out of his seat and goes rah 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 rah, and then he goes back into his seat. And so he is looking out for the security, and he's doing it when the security is not there. He's so thinking about it. He's so conscious about it that he's doing it when he knows security guards are not there. Legally makes you think of the term premeditated. It's all premeditated. Okay. And so I went to a text. You can text Sound Transit Security, which is good. And I said, bearded man yelling in this train car. And they're like, what direction and what's your next stop? Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So that next stop came up and nothing happened. Okay. So at this point, for the sake of the story, I'm naming the bearded guy. Let's call him Velociraptor. Okay. Let's call him Velociraptor. And so we're going to name him Velociraptor. So now we are going from the next stop that it was. We're going from that stop to another stop with Velociraptor still sitting there. Okay. Still sitting there. And so we go to another stop with Velociraptor still sitting there. And I'm like, I hope they have something planned for the next stop. And at the next stop, I'm going to try to keep in my 10 minutes here. And yes, I did hashtag all the Seattle news, TV news, and newspaper. This is news, okay? This is journalism. I am an English major, which means I'm qualified to be a journalist, okay? I took a news writing class. I'm an English major. And I'm 57 years old. I'm pretty qualified to be a journalist here, okay? This is eyewitness news because I saw it and I was there. And so this is the yellow security guy comes in. Okay, and I know because I took that community transit survey, yellow means transit safety, which means report, basically. But he's also a presence with a uniform. He has a bright yellow uniform that says security, safety. He has a bright yellow uniform that says transit safety, and he is a presence, okay? A presence. Like a squad car is a presence, okay? So he goes in, and he looks at my crowd, and he says, did you report a disturbance? And everybody but me says, yeah, over there on the other side, yes. Everybody, but I didn't have to say anything. Two or three people, maybe not everybody, 2 or 3 people other than me said, yeah, on the other side. And you know what he did? He turned tail and left out the door. And he was so funny about it that the door closed in on him and he had to wiggle his way out of the train car. It was so cartoony. It was so cartoonish that the door closed in on him and he had to wiggle his way out. And when I think about it, I'm thinking like, oh my God, he just turned tail and ran away from danger. And instead of standing there and being a presence, he just ran away from danger. I thought at least a security person would stay there, be a presence, and make sure nothing happened. But no, he turned tail, the door slammed in on him and he had to wiggle out of it. And I imagined a cartoon, where they run so fast that they leave a human-shaped hole in the door like this, like they're running, like they're leaving so fast they leave a human-shaped hole in the side of the wall. It was comical like that. And then I get a text saying, okay, the person has been talked to. No, he hasn't. I texted back, I disagree. And then I got off the train because I'm not putting up with this anymore. And I have no idea what happens. Your 10-minute break is over. Have a good day.